YouTube, what the Total War Attila crap is going on? Welcome back to the East Rome campaign. No, it's been a few days longer than you probably expected, but we made it back. I really, the more I think about it, the more I play it, it's not like it's a big deal, but I really dislike the climate change in this game. Now, when they first announced the climate change, I was a big fan of it, and I think I am, just from like a mechanic that you can add to the game that can create some interesting play. But the reason what I dislike about it is you can see that the way it's implemented to me is what ruins it. I like the idea of it, and it's even, I think it's supposed to be partially historical, but I mean, there's a lot of provinces that don't have good fertility. Great, that makes sense. Some places are better for farming than others, no doubt about it. But the problem is it's like over the game, you just keep getting this artificially induced climate change, which takes away fertility, rather than maybe causing what would have been more interesting effects, if that makes sense. So eventually you have a place like the Fertile Crescent here in the Tigris and Euphrates Valley that just totally becomes worthless in the late game because it just continually, the climate change hits all regions rather than affecting some regions more than others. So it's like, yeah, it's cooling in Northern Europe, and by the way, that means your fields in North Africa are going to be more worthless. What? That doesn't make any sense. Like, and then it would make it more interesting in the sense that if these ones stayed completely fertile, or Italy stayed completely fertile, it would make more sense, because now the tribes here really do want to drive down here because there's a very big reason. So, well, these ones get infertile first. Yes, but then they all just become screwed up. And it's weird, because then as the Romans, you're fighting to keep like your home provinces productive. And it's just really irritating to me. I don't like it. So I think what they should have done, if you're going to implement a system like that where it changes the fertility of the province, then it should only affect the provinces in the far north. And there should kind of be like a line where that effect wears off or is not present at all. So for instance, maybe climate change affects the provinces in the north steadily, but then eventually, but not at every level of climate change, eventually maybe it hits a little further south or something like that. I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't like it. Another way that it could have been implemented, rather than just changing the fertility of a province, which you could just leave the same for the duration of the game, you could maybe have other ways in which the climate change affects certain provinces. So say, for instance, maybe attrition gets stronger. Maybe winter lasts longer in the northern provinces. All that kind of stuff that you could do to make it more interesting. So yeah, again, not totally trashing the idea of it. Just I don't think it was implemented very well, personally. There was a lot of things that were implemented quite well in Attila, and that I'm very happy with, but that's not one of them. I like the fact that the fertility system's there. It makes certain provinces very good for farming and production, but I do not like the way in which it was implemented. Anyway, let's move on from there. And it says, worshippers of whatever this guy gather in the nearby forests in their hundreds, but it's certain that vile heathen rituals will take place there. Should we stop them? Let's ban them and see what happens. Just for fun, let's see. Commander. I'm not at war with Gaul. I am at war with the Jutes, who have a lot of forces nearby. A lot of forces nearby. I might go ahead and put an army back here at Genua. We'll just help this place calm down a little faster. There's still Jute agents around that we need to get rid of. We got this army that just went up here and beat down some Roman separatists and razed their city. Up here, we've recently taken over a Roman separatist city as well. Let's go ahead and end the turn. We can get up to plus 10 food. We'll do that. We'll take it. Anything we can add to the household here? Campaign, spotting chance, campaign, line of sight, recruitment cost, construction cost. Not a lot of this. It's super useful. Whatever, just throw it on there. +2 in leading an army, local province. There we go. Let's take that one. And this character has an unassigned skill as well. We'll just go ahead and start boosting up here first, giving plus on authority. Doesn't have a commanded force. A lot of these are for commanded force. Growth plus 10 in the local province. Okay, whatever. I'm just going to throw some stuff in here. Alright, won't be the best stuff for him. But let's just end this. Did my income just go way up? Seems like it did. Money's plentiful at this point. It's not a worry. I do believe down at Berenice, my ally is going to end up taking the territory that I once owned, which is irritating because it's some of the very little, very productive territory I have left, which really irritates me bad. Because I don't want to attack my own puppet state, but I'm very unhappy with them going and taking back that settlement. And it just ticks me off because there's no way to trade settlements in the diplomacy, which would really make things a lot easier. And it also kind of irritates me that we've never added in... Again, this is going to sound like I'm just sitting here bashing on Attila. I'm not. I like the game. But it is irritating some of the diplomacy features weren't expanded quite like some of the other stuff in the game was expanded. They got better since Rome 2, don't get me wrong. We are going to get attacked by a lot of Jutes here. I don't see any reason why we can't win this either, unless they have some particularly good troops. Well, Viking Raiders are okay-ish. Nordic Band is garbage. Nordic Levy's garbage. Nordic Bows are garbage. Thrall Skirmishers are not bad. Yeah, for the most part their troops are garbage. So we should be able to beat them. Let's go ahead and fight this. What was I saying? Yeah, so it'd be nice to have some options like, you know, they're my puppet state. If they're moving towards a city I don't want them to take, I should be able to issue them like certain types of commands, like no, or like be able to command your puppet states more, not necessarily control their armies directly, but have more say over, like they take a province, yeah, I'm gonna control this province. Sorry, that's the way it is. You're the puppet state, and maybe they want to rebel because of it or something like that. But I mean, there needs to be more controls over that type of thing in my mind, and it's irritating that there's not more options with diplomacy. I hope that as they develop new games, they put some focus into that. And who knows? Let's see what happens when Warhammer comes out. We'll see if any of that is addressed, or if it goes unaddressed. Gonna get all my cavalry set up. I'm just gonna go on a wide, enveloping type formation here. And my idea is I would prefer to just engage enemy head-on, destroy them as quickly as possible. There's going to be reinforcements coming. They shouldn't be coming from behind me, but we will see. Yep, they're coming from behind their own forces. How good are the Viking... Whoa. Those Viking Raiders get a stat boost? Wow, that's really high attack for Viking Raiders. I don't have any skirmishers. We're going to need to hit them with cavalry, and quickly, because those guys will absolutely rip my infantry apart. It seems like I remember the Viking Raiders having much lower attack previously.
The tide of battle turns against us.
No, it doesn't. Let's move up. That's not what I wanted. Okay, infantry please. There we go. Something weird happened with the move command. Man, the problem is though, if I let all these guys get there, I'm gonna be in trouble. But I'm liable to get surrounded whenever I try and use my cavalry to outflank. And I don't want to fight those Viking Raiders head on. AI is running away from me now in the center though, but let's just go ahead and capture this hill. I guess I'll let the AI go ahead and form up because it's going to run away from me anyway. I'd sure like to get a hold of some of those Viking Raiders, but I can't get too close to those Thrall Skirmishers. Okay, they've got cavalry inbound. they're just beelining straight for my general. And they're gonna get jabs into him. What do you? I just gave you a dang move order. My general just completely ignored the move order there. That was crazy. I've never seen the AI do anything like that. Just beeline it straight for my general. And then my general just completely ignored the move command and just sat there and took the charge. That was pretty irritating. Let's pull back a little over here. Kind of potentially going to get overwhelmed there. And finish off this cavalry first. Let's pull out there. Try and finish off that cav. Yeah, this is good because we've kind of convinced the AI. Start swinging those guys around. That enemy cav still hasn't routed. Let's pull this in. Get rid of that. Swing around the Viking Raiders. I'm gonna kind of just let my guys get charged rather than try to charge. Because I don't. Oh crap. Get back from there. We're gonna get eaten up by skirmishers. Let's fall back a little on this flank too. Okay. Let's get my Comez here. We've got to get into these Viking Raiders, and quickly. I'm going to use one cav to kind of temporarily push off the Thrall skirmishers. Should be able to get the charge on that Viking Raider. And now I'm going to ignore the Thrall skirmishers. And swing around into here and back charge all these Viking troops. Let's intercept the Nordic band. That's going to be a devastating back charge. They have some Viking Raiders there in the center that worry me a little. Okay, now it's time to push right here. Push those guys. Let's move around over there. We wrapped up all those Viking Raiders quite nicely. Well, 2 of them at least. Time to wrap those ones up. We need to chase the Thrall skirmishers off with 1 cavalry. Let's get into the back of this blob. Now push the Cataphractari up. I'm going to charge the Thrall skirmishers and just whatever that cav unit is going to get sacrificed. It's a Cataphractari. We can actually push up and save him with my other cav. Let's push all these skirmishers. Let's go over here to save our Cataphractari. Get into the Thrall skirmishers. Move around and attack there. We need to keep pushing around to surround our enemies before our forces in the center are overwhelmed. Let's bring my general up and around.
The enemy general is dead.
That's good news. Bring the Armored Legio around. Let's get back into other units. Out of the bows. Let's chase down the Thrall skirmishers. Get the Thrall skirmishers. Let's keep chasing Thrall skirmishers over there. Sorry I can't get you any close-ups. I'm trying to do a decent job. Move around and attack that pike from behind. Get the Thrall skirmishers there. This fight here still needs some rear charging from my cavalry. Need to get out of those spears. That's not a good place for us. We could maybe cycle charge back into here now and get rid of those spears. Get into the skirmishers. Okay. I think we're in pretty good shape. Man, the frame lag on Attila is so bad. Look at that. Just killing it. They have got to do some work on this game, or I don't know, maybe I gotta buy a supercomputer or something. I feel like I'm running a pretty nice system. You can see the pikes here not really panning out well. They're pretty inflexible. Those Viking Raiders were doing okay, but now they're charged from the flank. The pikes are going to be charged from every direction, so they're going to die. Yeah, this fight out here is getting wrapped up nicely by my cavalry. We can actually get into the back of that one there. Golly, the frame lag is bad. After playing Rome 2, even DEI, which runs slower, it runs like butter compared to this. Sorry, don't mean to be complaining tonight. I really do like Attila. Not trying to be a downer here. It is just, look, I mean, you see that when it moves across my screen. I mean, we're dropping down to like almost no frame rate around that main blob. I understand there's a lot of guys, but I mean, again, you see Shogun 2, you see how beautifully it runs. It is older. Attila has made some advancements, but still, I mean, they're not even in the same category of the way they run. Let's intercept that Nordic band. I do like some of the mechanics of Attila a lot. The battles are very fast and fluid. It's something I like. You know, I like the slower pace of battles on Rome 2, but there's some parts of me that enjoy some of the battle mechanics in Attila. I really do. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So yeah, I should say some good things about it because I've had to criticize it a little. We'll just try and keep it balanced. So that was a good victory for us there. The Jutes lost 5,000 men. Maybe that's why the frame lag was so bad. All their little corpses laying around covered in blood. A lot of kills for my cavalry there. Very, very good chance to use my cavalry against the Viking raiders, which would have otherwise been a pretty big risk to my infantry because the low attack Roman infantry is not particularly well suited for that type of fight. I think I'm going to kill the captives. Just send away as many Jutes dead as I can here. I want it to be kind of a statement victory. That's a pretty fun battle. I enjoyed that one. Lots of Jutes, and it looks like their agents are going to keep doing their thing. We have got to get control of the agent situation over here. There's far too many enemy agents. There is one friendly agent there near me, though. That'll definitely that should put some hindrance on the Jutes' operational capability in that theater. The Huns are very near to some of my lands, and they're actually going to go siege Ceriminum. So we will go to the defense of Ceriminum. We need to start killing some Huns. And they're going to have some pretty crazy stacks, I think, now, too. Just since it's late game and until I'm assuming that they're probably going to give the Huns a bunch of really beefed up stacks in order to try and create an artificial challenge. I'm not a big fan of the artificial challenges. It's kind of like the climate control in this. You can see that it was set up to basically create a goofy artificial challenge for you by just basically taking away your food in the late game. Which, again, if maybe your cup of tea, you may like that. I'm not a big fan of it. I think it's lazy, to be honest, but doesn't change the fact that I enjoy the game in a general sense. Let's see. I shouldn't say it's lazy. I think it's the easy way out. I guess some people would equate that with lazy. But lazy is not as accurate of a statement as I feel like I would like to make there. Definitely ready to kill some Huns. That'd be fun.
We value friendship.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay you 9,000 for a peace treaty with the mighty Hispania. Dream on. Okay, so we had a rebellion at Venetia. Some of my allies tried to take care of it. There's a lot of hostile agent activity. Rebellion is imminent at Persis, which I think we understood. Very high. How should they be treated? I don't want religious influence for Latin Christianity, though. I'm going to impose sanctions because I've worked to make this the pagan campaign, so I'm going to do that. Alright, so Jute agents and Langobard agents all over me here. Let's see if we can... let's actually get this guy and see if we can...
A knife in the ribs, perhaps. On the move.
Opportune failure. Great. That's what I was hoping for, actually. I was like, man, please give me an opportune failure. It would really make me happy. Not really, folks. I was just kidding. Alright. Let's get these agents out, though, and just see. We're going to have to keep trying.
That soul is a way to the afterlife.
There we go. That guy made up for it. Got me some critical success.
I am yours to command.
Ah, we'll take that too. Air will take what comes to him. There we go. Let's take that army out of force march. We can actually rank this agent up. Let's go back over and kind of scout around here to see if there's other Hun stacks in the vicinity. There are. They aren't in reinforcing range though. And this army is capable of reaching this Hun stack, and yes, chosen Urs, Ur archers, Nokors Cav, first wave lancers, and large onagers. So yes, the Huns are decked out. All top tier units there basically. I've got a pretty nice army here too, so I'm feeling capable. We'll see. I won't suffer morale penalty versus the Huns anymore. And I get the troops from my garrison to help as well. We're going to control the large army. And then we should be able to use the city for protection from the other Hun stack that's out there. We may be able to reach the other Hun stack with another nearby army. We want to kill these guys before they can get grouped up and help each other. And we're probably going to be seeing quite a few Hun stacks, I'm guessing. And if I hear it right from reading around on the forums, we're probably going to have to defeat Attila several times before you're actually able to kill him. Which again sounds like probably kind of like another slightly artificially imposed barrier. I'm going to actually try and get up on top of the hill over here a little. See if we can jockey for some terrain. We do want to keep track of our... let's get our cav. Actually wanted you to move up here. Let's try... Let's see if we can get to the top of the hill. Where's the firing arc in that Hun onager? It's right there.
Reinforcing troops, and not a moment too soon.
That's where my reinforcements are too, so this kind of all makes sense. I can always use my garrison troops as charge bait, which usually ends up being a decent strategy with large onager. Did the Huns use a lot of siege equipment? I've not really read much detail about their doings. I'm gonna keep these scout equites around. They could be handy for catching Hun horse archers. Hun horse archers are probably better cavalry though, but at least my guys can keep them pinned down. Yeah, we're still outside the range of the Hun onagers. The Huns probably don't want to... Yeah, they're not going to want to march towards me. And I don't really want to just sit there and get destroyed by Hun onagers. I might see if I can... Well, actually, this would be a good way to use up some of the Hun onager ammunition. We'll just send these garrison units out here one by one. Let them take some shots. And that way I don't have to sacrifice my scout equite. Yeah, we're using up the ammo on those guys pretty nicely there. Yeah, they do a lot of damage. They've killed half that unit already. So we definitely don't want to just sit there and get shot by them. So you're better off to sacrifice a unit rather than maybe potentially have it damage multiple units. These archers could potentially be pretty battle. So I hate to do it, but I'm tempted to sacrifice one of these armored Legio rather than my armored Sagittari, because there are some Hun horse archers and lancers and other stuff that my archers would do quite well against. But I do think my spearmen actually ate all the ammo. They did. That's pretty good news for me. Let's move these guys over. So we've got a lot of heavy armored infantry with lots of javelins. This is good news for me. And I've kind of got some charge bait up here, and I will probably actually end up using the scout equites for charge bait too. Let's get my Skole on the flanks. And the Exhibitorius Cavalry Guard, I kind of want to keep it slightly inside my lines there. Just see where we end up needing it. We're going to have to be very careful with the first wave lancers. They could do a lot of damage to my Skole, but if I get into diamond formations I'm not going to start off in them because they make me vulnerable to missiles, but if I get into a diamond formation before getting into it with the Hun Lancers, it will help me. The diamond formation tends to help melee cav versus shock cav, especially on the charge, really. It's mainly on the charge is what I should say. My scout equites are positioned right outside of missile range. My armored Sagittari should be able to trade with these Ur archers pretty nicely. The Ur archers will have nicer damage, but I have more men. Keep these guys back here. Let's move up my armored archers and push my infantry line within javelin support range. Keep my Skulli and my cavalry guard. Okay, my spears are kind of taking the hit here. I'm gonna actually crash in real quick with my scout equites and just try and be a nuisance.
This is a shameful display.
I'm sure they do flee. I'm gonna charge right into these chosen Urs with my scout equite. Should be a worthwhile sacrifice. It'll disorganize the Huns, allow my archers to move within firing range, and hopefully kill a few chosen warriors. Killed quite a few chosen warriors, actually about 40 of them with the scout equite. Now my archers are in range and firing. Let's do some focused fire here. I'm going to move up my infantry to cover my archers. So I think that was actually well worth it. There we go. Got my archers firing away. They got some nice shots. We've actually killed a pretty fair number of those Nokor's cavalry. And my archers ought to have a pretty good start on the enemy here. I almost kind of feel like I'm going to target some of their cavalry. I'm not going to spend too much more ammo on their Ur archers. We're doing a lot of damage though. That's quite good. Let's push infantry up a little. Give our archers some more room. Our cavalry closer for support. Okay, doing some focus fire here. The Ur archers are almost gone. These spears are still going to be a tough nut to crack in melee. So let's see. I think I want to target some more high impact targets. Like I said, I'm not super worried about the Ur archers. I'd kind of like to target some of the chosen Urs. Let's get our Legio into defensive testudo. Let's see if we can kill off some of those devil archers. Let's actually come out of testudo, move up a little, and then we'll go back into testudo. Guys close, but not too close. Ooh, yeah, we really don't want these spears. Those spears are going to cause me some pretty bad damage, actually. They're pretty good. Okay, back up, back up, back up, back up. Got Lancers inbound. My guys are pretty well braced. They're still going to take some damage from those Lancers, but let's see if we can use this opportunity to murder the Lancers. Here in the center, their spearmen are probably going to straight up win that fight against my armored Legio. Let's go ahead and target their archers. Let's swing around over here, try and get in behind and kill at least this one Lancer unit. Let's target this one with our archers. No, 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 don't fire at will, don't fire at will. Don't fire at will. We're going to kill those first wave Lancers. The other ones are going to pull outside my archer range. Let's just try and get rid of the first wave lancers. This is worth it for me. Okay, what do we got? Oh yeah, chosen Ewers. Cavalry guard, please. Let's pull back with the armored legio. The cavalry guard, we're gonna go straight for the Ewer warriors. And let's reinforce with Eastern Armored Legio. Yeah, our cavalry guard causing massive damage to the chosen Ewers. That was an excellent engagement for me. Actually hit those guys. Crap, I got hit by first wave lancers hard there. That was pretty bad. Let's get all our armored Sagittari over here and get ready for some action into wedge. Charge there. Get all these units are wasting time. Get over here. Cavalry guard in. Get my general. Target the enemy chieftain. We managed to slow down the Ewers for sure. Got more chosen Ewers here. The Hun general was taking heavy fire. Let's get in behind all these Hun units. Got their units engaged here. Yeah, the Hun steppe chieftain is getting destroyed. Our rear charges were not decisive, which is surprising. Kind of thought they would be, actually. Let's roll around for another one. Let's hit those Bosporan infantry. The chosen Ewers are almost dead. My cavalry guard still served its purpose. At least kind of stopped the... let's take our Comez. We've got Brace here. These cavalry over here need to come in and do more work. And let's take the Brace. Use it against the steppe chieftain. Let's go ahead and wipe out that Onager unit. Got plenty of rear charges going on here. We don't have... let's get these guys over here. We took care of that. Enemy general's dead. Okay, yep, so that ended up working out pretty good for us, actually. There was plenty of dangerous Hun units here, and we managed to overcome them quite nicely, I thought. So some of their units are going to escape there. Yeah, I thought that turned out alright. I may have lost an Exhibitorius cavalry guard, but killing 100 chosen Ewers for me was very much worthwhile. Not a cost-effective trade in multiplayer, but it's an acceptable trade in this battle because the Huns had Onager instead. So I had more units to trade than they did. We killed a lot of very good units in that stack, including the chieftain. So I feel like that was certainly worthwhile. There's other Huns in the vicinity, so... And I don't know, I got a little bit of chevronage out of it. It might not hurt to have the chevronage, so let's go ahead and kill the captives. So, sending away that Hun stack with heavy losses, we can actually finish it off and then probably force march back into the city. Let's actually do that. If I use protective... Do I have a missile advantage? I do. Well, it's actually not technically. Let's do balanced. I mean, I do, but the AI, or the auto-resolve may not see it that way, was what I was worried about. So there, that Hun stack's completely gone, and we can now use the city for defense. So the Huns would have to come at me through walls, basically. This stack here is able to kind of probably fend off this Hun stack, so they've got 3 chosen Ewers here. Same general army, a couple of no-course cav. Let's see what this army is made of. It's less useful with all these spears, but we should still be capable. The Equites Promoti won't be bad. They've got some chevrons going on. Let's move them down here from Savaria so that we can be a little closer to this settlement. So we'll be ready for the Huns next time. We got a good start on them. So killing a lot of Jutes, killing a Hun stack. There's gonna, like I said, I expect there's gonna be lots more Huns in the end, and we've got a lot of work to do still. It honestly might make sense for me to just abandon the settlement. It's gonna rebel anyway. So yeah, I think I'm I think I'm just going to abandon this settlement for now, and we'll come back and retake it later, because it's just going to end up using up food that I don't really have at this point. Okay, so it looks like my ally just came in and burned Berenice to the ground, which is annoying and pointless to waste such a good settlement that has high fertility, but it's good because I will be able to take it back. So it comes with its advantages. So yeah, I'll take these guys off force march next time. We'll take it back. There was a rebellion in Persis, and you got these Spahan rebels. Quite a few of them, actually, and they have a large onager. AI likes getting their large onager here. We can hire up some mercenaries, basically, to just fill this army out. There we go. And we can take on the Spahan rebels in the next episode, too. Hope you all enjoyed this one. HeirofCarthage, signing off for now. I will see you all next time.